Hi guys, I'm Roman and welcome back to Subnautica. Now I have decided to do yet again another, let's say, guide tutorial video. In today's video we're gonna try to cover the location of the propulsion cannon. A cannon that is basically very important for the story because, well, I won't spoil anything, but you need this tool if you want to advance in the story, okay? So this is probably one of the most important tools in the game, and today I want to show you actually where you're gonna find it. Now, this is basically the beginning of the game. As you can see, the auroras, even before the explosion. I think the explosion is gonna occur like in maybe a day or two. First things first though, we need to know where exactly we'll be going. Now, there are two wrecks in the location called the Red Glass Plateau, as I used to call it. One of the wrecks is somewhere like over there, and the other of the wrecks should be, if I look at the aurora, somewhere over there. Now, please keep in mind that the game will always spawn you in a random location within the shallow waters, which is basically the starting location of Subnautica. The game will always spawn you randomly, so you can start next to this tunnel, you can start next to a geyser that's like over there, you can start maybe closer to the kelp forest, which is like over there. It's always random, but the aurora should always be your guiding point. Now, we got that thing covered, but there's actually one more easier way to get the proper location of the wreck that we need to search. Now, if you're gonna repair the life pod which you start with, which is actually not that hard if you think about it, this is probably one of the first things you should do. The second message that you will get from the radio, which is located inside of the life pod, will be a message from a guy from the cafeteria about the hangar dropping on his life pod. So basically, the second message you're gonna receive in Subnautica will be the location of the life pod that we need to go into. I have the location already revealed. As you can see, this is a signal life pod 17, 100 meters on the water. So let's reveal this, and as you can see, it's literally behind me. So the aurora is like over here, and the thing we need to go is, from my point of view, literally behind me. So if you're gonna go into the shallow waters, you're gonna see the tunnel. You're gonna look like him from this coral tube over here and turn literally around. You should see the location where we need to go. Now, we need to prepare for this little expedition of ours. So, get to the life pod. Now, the thing is, when it comes to gathering resources, gathering new blueprints, I like to divide my gear into the necessary and optional. The scanner is necessary, the repair tool is necessary. You need to have the repair tool with you. The flashlight, the knife is optional. I always like to take a battery with me, like a backup battery, just in case something's bad happen. The sig light is not necessarily needed. You can take it if you want, but you can easily do this thing without the sig light if you don't want to. Oxygen tank, quite obvious, though I recommend to get the improved oxygen tank. You get it basically for the blueprint, you get it for free after you're gonna craft the first oxygen tank. But if you can, get yourself the better one. Fins, need, necessary item. The rebriefer, technically you can do this thing without the rebriefer, so it's optional, but if you can, get it. Now, there's one more thing. You can go into that wreck using the sig light, or you need to get something else. Now, the thing is, the wreck is around 100 meters underwater, so that means either you can go back and forth and risk that you're gonna drown, or you can actually help yourself a little tiny bit, which means that you need to gather a little bit of titanium, and with the titanium you can craft something called the floating air pump. Now, when it comes to me, I always craft one pump and I craft twice the pipes. If you are like kinda scared of going inside of the wrecks, you may actually consider getting yourself 3 times the pipe, which is basically from 2 titanium you get 5 pipe compartments. Jesus, that's hard for English. As you can see, I have the pipe fragments over here, the pump over here. I took some water and food with me, just in case. Sig light, battery, knife, flashlight, rebriefer, oxygen tank, and the fins. So, let's go. And I'm gonna try to show you exactly where to get the propulsion cannon. Now, the thing is, I know that a lot of people are coming to the channel just to watch the Subnautica videos and guides. Just so you know, I don't wish that this channel is gonna be only Subnautica channel. However, the people are stronger than my words, so still most of the people come over here for the Subnautica alone. Now, I'm not complaining. The thing is just that I'm a little bit scared that as soon as Subnautica will end, which is, it will end at some point, then the channel will basically die. That's something I kinda like scared of, and I'm basically a little bit scared to make new videos of Subnautica, so I'm just gonna probably make the guides and hope that the channel won't die on itself, by the way. Right, so this is the wreck that you get the signal from. You get the POD over here, the life pod 17. Now, from this life pod, you should be able to see the wreck, which is that thing in the distance. Yes, Friday, thank you very much. Friday. Friday. Computer, thank you. Jesus. I swear to God. Now, this is the wreck that you need to explore. In this wreck, you can find the mobile vehicle platform, the bioreactor, if I remember correctly, the parts for the CMOF, which is very important, and also the propulsion cannon. And if I remember correctly, also you should be able to get the cutter maybe even over here. I'm not exactly sure. I think I found the cutter at least once. Now, the thing is, if you're gonna go into this tight little wreck over here, you are kinda risking that you can drown. And that's something you probably would like to avoid. So this is where the pumps come in handy. What exactly? Well, let's deploy the pump and I'm gonna show you. The thing is that the pump is probably the thing that you're gonna use at the beginning of the game, and later you're gonna completely forget about it because you're gonna have the CMOF. But I'm that type of guy that when it comes to survival games, I like to use every single tool I have, even though if I won't be able to use it or I won't have to use it later on in the game. Now, you grab yourself the pump, you deploy the pump on the kind of surface. I said you deploy the pump on the surface, goddammit. Deploy the pump, thank you game. And this thing should start to flow. Now, you equip the pipes, and you need to basically dive. You dive with the pipe should extend a little bit, and it's gonna stop at some point. This is where you press the button in order to deploy one segment of the pipe. You keep moving, once again, and you keep moving, once again, and you keep moving. Come on, okay, this is the point. You keep moving. You're probably like wondering what the hell this pump is supposed to do. Well, the pump is a magical item because it takes the oxygen from the surface and it transfers through the pipe system down. So, as I said, this is probably not the thing you're gonna lose later on in the game, but something that's very unique. Now, I went through this wreck, I think like this maybe 3 times already, and for me, 10 pipes is more than enough. However, if you are very bad at navigating through the wreckage, I kinda recommend to get yourself 15 pipes, which is 6 titanium. Now, this is a little bit more tricky, because as you can see, there's like a lot of wreck parts over here, and you kinda need to get inside of this part. So, if you are kinda scared that you're gonna drown, because you won't be able to get out, then this is the point where you actually could get yourself more pipes. There you go. There you go. Sweet. Okay. Now, this is where it comes the next useful tool. The next necessary tool for exploring this wreck is the repair tool. Now, you need to have the repair tool in order to open this door over here. You cannot well, you can technically go around, but for me, I just prefer to get the repair tool. It's easier and less confusing and less stressful just to get the repair tool. And you need the repair tool anyway for the throughout the game, so you know, we can craft it right away. Right, let's make yourself a little more pipe over here. I think I can put one more pipe over here inside as well. And I can even put one more pipe over here inside. There you go. Beautiful. Ah, first oxygen. Right, so we got the pipe system in. Now, it's kinda dark over here. You could technically deal without the flashlight, but I just recommend it for, you know, good, enjoyable exploring of the wreckage. The sounds outside, don't get scared. Those are the sand sharks. They cannot get inside. And even if one of them is gonna get inside, most of the times they get stuck over here in this section of the wreckage. So you are safe. You don't have to like worry that something's gonna crawl out of the freaking wall or something. Unless Subnautica gonna bug. Then that's the point when you're gonna get probably scared. Now, you are probably like wondering, okay, well, I'm inside of the wreckage. Where is the propulsion cannon? That's a very good question. The thing is, the propulsion cannon is kind of small item, and sometimes you need to look inside of the crates. For example, this crate over here is empty, but it's open. Let's see, maybe this one. The thing is that this is random, which means that technically this crate for me is empty, but for you it could contain the propulsion cannon fragment. This one is sealed, so nothing over here. Let's actually investigate maybe over here. Is there like an open crate somewhere over here? No, it's not. It's always good to check every single crate. Just saying, for the future exploring. Ah, there it is. This is the one thing we need. The propulsion cannon. Beautiful. Now, this is where the next necessary item comes in, because you cannot scan any fragment in Subnautica without the scanner. you need to have the scanner in order to get new blueprints. Right. We have 1 on 2. Now, you need to scan 2, let's say, wreckages, destroyed propulsion cannons in order to unlock the blueprint in Subnautica. Now, for me, it happened once that I managed to get the propulsion cannon from this room alone, in that room over there. So I found like one fragment over here, the other fragment was over there. However, it also happened for me once that the propulsion cannon didn't spawn neither in this room and in that room and the other part of the wreckage, because this wreckage is having 2 rooms. The propulsion cannon for me spawned behind that thing. You have to dive here, go around. This is also the point where the flashlight comes in very handy, but still this is an optional item. You go around this thing very tightly and you should get to this room over here. And within this room you should also find yourself, there it is, in one of the crates, there's another fragment of the propulsion cannon. There you go. Propulsion cannon has been unlocked. Now, don't get scared if you're gonna get stuck or something. If you're gonna start to panic, that's gonna be the worst thing you're gonna do in Subnautica. Do not panic. If you have to get out, relax, take it easy, move slowly, you know, and get to the exit. And if you get lost easily in the wreckages, just get yourself more pipes, okay? This is just highly recommended for exploring Subnautica wreckages. Okay, so we should have everything. Well, actually, since I'm already over here, remember to take the pipe system with you, just in case if you have to like extend this thing once again in a different wreckage, or maybe you're gonna try to do something else with this thing. I don't know. But you know, wasting 6 titanium, even if you're gonna leave this pump and pipe system in this wreckage, is not a biggie. I mean, 6 titanium is just like, I don't know, around 10 minutes of swimming around in Subnautica. That's basically, I think, 2 scraps, metal scraps of the gassy of the Aurora parts, depending. And with all of this thing collected, you can now go to the blueprints menu, and you're gonna see yourself that you actually have the propulsion cannon, which is this thing. To grab the propulsion cannon, you need the wiring kit, the battery, and the titanium, which is actually very easy to get. The wiring kit is 2 silver, the battery is 1 copper and 2 acid mushrooms, which you can get in the starting zone, and titanium is basically like all of the freaking place. So crafting the propulsion cannon is very easy, and the propulsion cannon, as I said, is very important for the story. You need it to advance through the story. Well, there are probably some hardcore players over there who can get it without the propulsion cannon, but if you're like new to Subnautica, then you're probably gonna need this thing. And also the propulsion cannon is great when it comes to defending yourself from small predators and annoying little creatures that basically are like too small for you to hit with a knife. There are monsters like that in this game. A lot of people are like scared of the Reaper Leviathan, but honestly, for me, I have bigger problems with the small creatures than I have with the big ones. Because you can actually see the big one, and most of the time you run away from the big one, while the small ones you're supposed to kill most of the times, since they're like annoying as all hells, and it's just easier to kill them and carry on with your work than try to avoid them. And speaking of avoiding, Aurora is about to explode probably very soon, so that's just nice. So I think this is actually a good point to cut this video over here. Let me know what you think about this guide. I'm gonna probably try to make more guides. If you have like a specific request, let me know. And no, I probably won't be doing another where to find the floater island video. Well, actually, maybe I will. The thing is, like, regarding the floating island, if you are getting yourself into the ghost leviathans, then that means you've swimmed too far away. Okay? Just watch the video regarding the floater island, and do not go outside of the range that I have shown you that in that video. I'm just referring to that thing because a lot of people like having difficulties with the floater island. I don't know how exactly to point the place of this island. That was basically the best way I could show it to you. If I'm gonna find out a better way, then I'm gonna probably try to record something new. I don't know. Now, I think for the next one, I'm gonna actually try to show you maybe where to get the laser cutter, or maybe something different. I don't know. Let me know what you think about this thing. For now, I'll just leave it as it is over here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the episode, please press the like button. I'll see you all in the next video.